Hey guys, Meteorologist Chris Tomer here with this Friday mountain weather update. We got to go to the Northeast. This is Killington, the North Ridge camera. 21-inch storm total. Big time snow up there. 21 inches out of this storm system, and temperatures are in the 20s. It is a powder day up there. People are going to be cutting turns all day through that powder. So now the emphasis is going to shift because that storm system has moved away. Now it's all about the lake effect for the next 2, 3, maybe even 4 days. And I'm seeing lake effect off of all of the Great Lakes right now. I'm seeing different plumes. So you've got a plume over the top just north of Syracuse through Watertown. That's going to be a big one. You've got a plume coming off of Lake Erie through Erie and parts of the South towns around Buffalo. I'll take you in a little bit closer. Not much of this is going to make it into Buffalo proper. A little bit will, but most of this, the main target area for this plume, it's going to be south of Buffalo, especially Dunkirk and Mayville. Both of those areas are in for significant, probably feet of accumulation out of this. I'll take a closer look at the lake effect forecast here in just a second. I want to give you the lay of the land out west here. So the oranges and reds on this water vapor, and look at the connection, is the drier air. Look at this almost snaking area of dry air over the top of New Mexico, Colorado, Utah, Arizona, Nevada, and Northern California. So there's this area of high pressure that's building, and it's going to be a pretty dominant feature for the next 7 to 8 days. It's a blocking feature. It's going to be warm and dry. Now, there's a pretty sizable trough out here, big area of low pressure with jet support. The problem is most of this moisture is going to be moved up into Canada and BC. It can't break down this area of high pressure. So it's routed up and around, and then everything will dump down into the Great Lakes and keep the lake effect going, and then probably develop storm systems for the Northeast. There's another one coming around 12/6. So here are my bullet points this morning. So in the Northeast, it's all about the lake effect with feet of accumulation, total accumulation. Cold air coming in. There's a storm system potentially for 12/6 with moderate to heavy accumulations. Out west, it's all about this high pressure ridge. And look at the effect of this. Here's my snow timeline. Best odds of snow, Wasatch, Tetons, Colorado, and Tahoe, blank. I don't have anything for the next 7 to 8 to 9 days for any of those places. Interior BC, yes, I do have snow accumulation in the Northeast as well. So interior BC, you've got light accumulations today and tomorrow, and then moderate on 12/7 and 12/8. And there's that storm system for the Northeast on 12/6. And that's in addition to all the lake effect we're going to get before that. You know, really taking a closer look at this lake effect. It's from the Weather Service up there. And I mean, they're forecasting, look at Watertown, 60 inches of grand total snowfall just from lake effect. And this runs through December 2nd. So today through December 2nd, essentially, you're looking at feet of accumulation. South of Buffalo, Buffalo gets about 7 inches according to this. Dunkirk, potentially 3 to 4 feet. So that is a significant event. Now back here out across the west, let's stop in Jackson, Wyoming. This is really a good model for a lot of places. Beneath this high pressure ridge, temperatures are going to warm and conditions will remain dry. Look at the high temps. By the time we get into Sunday through probably December 8th, high temperatures each afternoon are above freezing in Jackson. Even overnight lows warm into the mid to upper teens. So beneath this area of high pressure, it's going to be warm and it's going to be dry. And here is that jet stream forecast. I'm just going to let this thing run. Watch the arcing of the jet to the north. That's that high pressure ridge over California and Nevada. Everything is moving up into Canada. It's routed down through the Great Lakes and then up into the Northeast. There's 12/6 and also 12/7. Here's the forecast radar and the satellites. So by the time we get into this afternoon at 5:30, there's a touch of light snow over Montana, but most of the action's up in the parts of BC. Okay, here we go into Saturday morning. There's Saturday afternoon. There's Sunday. There's Monday, and I'm just going to let this thing run. Everything's being routed up into Canada and then down into the Great Lakes in the Northeast. There's a little bit of a clipper right there, 12/5, 12/6. You can see that how it kind of comes south and clips Wyoming and also parts of the central and northern mountains of Colorado. But I mean, that is a streak of blue. That is a little tiny area of snow. I mean, probably wishful thinking. Here's 12/7. Storm system hits the Pacific Northwest, runs up into BC. A little bit of that snow hangs down into parts of Montana. Okay, here's my snow forecast, all of today through 12/8. Some light snow accumulations in Montana, maybe Idaho, Wyoming, and a touch possible right there over Colorado. But by and large, the bigger numbers are up there in BC. You can see that, especially as you go north towards Revelstoke and beyond. That's where you're going to find the bigger accumulations. Now, up in the Northeast, of course, you have that lake effect accumulation. Some of that will benefit Snow Ridge with 2 feet of accumulation on the way. On the way, you can see that bullseye right over the top of Watertown. Now, in Vermont, New Hampshire, and Maine, the storm on 12/6 produces some decent accumulations, potentially a foot for northern Vermont, from basically Mad River, Sugarbush, Stowe to Jay Peak, and potentially 9 over Washington and 5 to 7 up there through northern Maine. Again, that happens on 12/6, so it's actually quite a ways down the road. I'll take you back and I'll show you the big picture across the West. Again, 99% of the snow is going to be routed up into Canada and BC for the next 7 to 9 days. Guys, thanks for tuning in here this morning. I appreciate it. Take care and have a great day.